All right, deep divers, buckle up, because today we're tackling a question that's been baffling the internet and winning science awards.
Oh, really?
Are cats liquid?
What?
You heard that right. We're diving deep into the wacky world of the Ig Nobel Prizes, where scientists get rewarded for research that makes you laugh and then makes you think.
That's the beauty of the Ig Nobels, right? They highlight that fun side of science and remind us that even seemingly silly questions can lead to some pretty cool discoveries.
Exactly. So this Ig Nobel winning research tackled the question of whether our feline friends are secretly liquid masters.
Wow.
I mean, we've all seen cats squeeze into impossibly small spaces.
Oh, yeah.
But is there actual science behind this?
Well, to answer that, we need to start with what makes something a liquid.
Okay.
Imagine pouring water into a glass.
Yeah.
It takes the shape of the glass, right? That's basically what defines a liquid. It can flow and change its shape to fit its container.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But cats have bones and muscles and, cat stuff. How could they possibly be considered liquid?
That's where it gets interesting. A scientist named Marc-Antoine Fardin
Okay.
decided to investigate this using something called rheology,
Rheology.
which is basically the science of how things flow.
I see.
Think about ketchup. Sometimes it's thick and hard to get out of the bottle,
Right.
and sometimes it flows easily.
Yeah.
Rheology helps us understand why.
So is he saying cats are like ketchup? Sometimes solid, sometimes a squirty mess?
Kind of. He was looking at how cats can change their shape over time
Yeah?
to fit into different spaces.
Okay.
There's a concept in rheology called relaxation time,
Relaxation time.
which basically means how long it takes for something to change its shape and settle into a new form.
Okay, so like when a cat decides to take a nap in a cardboard box.
Yes,
It might take a few minutes to adjust and find the perfect position.
exactly. And that's what Fardin focused on.
Okay.
He observed how cats adapted to their containers over time,
Uh-huh.
and his research suggested that, in a way, they do exhibit some liquid-like behavior.
Wait, so does that mean all cats are secretly liquid ninjas?
Hold on, not so fast. It's not quite that simple.
Okay.
To figure out if something is truly acting like a liquid, we need to consider the time frame involved.
Okay.
And that's where this amazing tool called the Deborah number comes in.
Deborah number. Is that like a cat secret code or something?
Well, it's named after a biblical prophetess, Deborah,
Really?
who said that even mountains flowed before the Lord.
What?
And you know what? She was onto something.
Wow.
Even things that seem super solid, like mountains, can actually flow like liquids over very, very long periods.
Whoa, mountains flowing. That's some mind-bending stuff.
Yeah.
So is this Deborah number like a way to measure how slow or fast something is flowing?
You got it. The Deborah number is like a comparison.
Okay.
It looks at how long it takes for something to change its shape, its relaxation time, compared to how long we're observing it for.
Right.
Imagine a water balloon right before it bursts. For a split second, the water inside looks solid, even though it's a liquid.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
It's all about time scale, right?
Yeah.
So a cat might look solid when it's just chilling,
Right.
but if you give it enough time,
Yeah.
it could potentially flow into any shape.
Exactly. And that's the key to understanding this whole cats are liquid thing.
Okay.
It's not about whether they're literally made of water,
Yeah.
but whether they can change their shape and adapt to their environment over time.
This is blowing my mind. So are there other examples of this kind of thinking in science? Like, could we say that given enough time, even a human could be considered a liquid?
Now, that's a question that gets to the heart of what it means to be a liquid.
Okay.
While it's true that all matter can deform and flow under certain conditions,
Right.
living organisms are a bit more complex.
Yeah.
We have bones, muscles, and a whole lot of biological processes that maintain our shape.
So maybe humans aren't quite as flowy as our feline friends. But this whole Deborah number thing has me thinking, is there a magic number that tells us when something is officially a liquid or a solid? Or is it all just a big gooey gray area?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads us to another fascinating tool that scientists use to understand the world of flow, the Weissenberg number.
Okay.
But before we get into that, let's take a quick break and come back to unravel this mystery.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so we were just about to dive into the wonderful world of the Weissenberg number.
Okay.
It's another one of those tools that scientists use, like the Deborah number, to understand how things flow.
Okay, so 2 numbers already. I'm starting to feel like I need a calculator just to figure out if my cat is a liquid.
Uh-huh.
But tell me more about this Weissenberg number. What's so special about it?
Well, imagine you have 2 jars of peanut butter,
Okay.
one smooth and creamy,
Yeah.
the other super chunky.
Okay.
If you try to spread them on bread,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to behave differently, right?
Right.
The smooth peanut butter will spread out evenly, while the chunky one might be all lumpy and uneven.
Wait, are you saying my cat is like chunky peanut butter?
Not exactly, but the Weissenberg number helps us understand that difference in flow.
Okay.
It tells us whether something will flow smoothly, like honey, or if it'll be more turbulent and unpredictable.
I see.
Like a rushing river.
So is there a Weissenberg number for cats?
Mm-hmm.
Can we predict if they're going to smoothly slide into a box or create a furry tornado in the process?
That's a fun thought. While the Weissenberg number is more about the internal flow of a substance,
Yeah.
it does make you think about how different materials behave when they're moving and changing shape.
Okay, so we've got the Deborah number measuring how long it takes for something to change shape.
Yeah.
And the Weissenberg number telling us if that change is going to be smooth or chaotic.
Right.
It's like a whole secret language for describing the world of goo.
It's true. Rheology can get pretty complex, but at its heart, it's about understanding how the stuff around us behaves.
Right.
And it has tons of applications in everyday life.
Really? Like what? I thought we were just talking about cats and peanut butter.
Well, think about things like toothpaste or shampoo.
Okay.
They need to be thick enough to stay in the tube, but also flow easily when you squeeze them.
Right.
Scientists use rheology to design these products so they have the perfect consistency.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. So every time I brush my teeth, I'm basically experiencing the magic of rheology.
You got it. And it's not just personal care products.
Oh.
Rheology is used in everything from designing bridges and buildings to understanding how glaciers move and how lava flows from volcanoes.
So it's not just about figuring out if my cat is a liquid. It's about understanding how the whole world flows and changes.
Exactly. And that's why these Ig Nobel Prizes are so cool.
Yeah.
They highlight research that might seem silly at first, but actually leads to some pretty amazing insights into how the world works.
This whole deep dive has been a wild ride. We started with the question, are cats liquid? And ended up exploring the science of flow in everything from mountains to toothpaste.
It's amazing what can happen when you start asking questions.
Yeah.
Even if they seem a little out there.
Well, I'm definitely going to look at my cat and the world around me a little differently after this.
That's the spirit. And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to ask your own weird science questions and make some amazing discoveries yourself.
That's a wrap for today's deep dive, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the surprisingly fluid world of cats and the science behind it all. So we've explored these fascinating scientific tools, the Deborah and Weissenberg numbers.
Right.
And it seems like the answer to our initial question, are cats liquid, is more nuanced than a simple yes or no.
Absolutely. The research that won the Ig Nobel Prize wasn't really about definitively labeling cats as liquid.
Okay.
It was more about using this humorous and a relatable question to delve into the fascinating world of rheology and how we understand the behavior of matter.
It's like using a funhouse mirror to look at science. Things might appear distorted and silly at first, but it ultimately helps us see things from a different angle.
Exactly. And in the process, we learned about how things flow, change shape, and adapt to their surroundings.
Right.
We even discovered that even mountains can flow like liquids over incredibly long periods.
It's a good reminder that sometimes the most intriguing scientific journeys begin with questions that make us laugh.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that a meme about cats being liquid could lead to such a mind-expanding exploration?
And that's the beauty of science. It's full of surprises. It encourages us to observe the world around us, ask seemingly absurd questions, and challenge our assumptions about how things work.
I'm definitely looking at my cat with a newfound appreciation for its ability to contort itself into all sorts of shapes.
I bet.
And I'll never look at toothpaste or shampoo the same way again, knowing that there's a whole science behind their perfect consistency.
It's amazing how much we take for granted in our everyday lives. But with a little curiosity and a scientific lens, we can uncover a world of wonder hidden in plain sight.
So for all you deep divers out there, remember that science is all around us.
Absolutely.
Even in the most unexpected places. Don't be afraid to ask those quirky questions. Explore the weird and wacky and embrace the joy of discovery.
Because you never know what incredible insights await you just beneath the surface of those seemingly silly questions. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
And that's a wrap for today's deep dive, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the surprisingly fluid world of cats and the science behind it all. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing